My parents did not know a single human being west of Pennsylvania. And I got sympathy from a great friend. He did
Right.
me an incredibly charitable favor, which was to pull me into his network and to give me certain dormitory buildings and certain
Okay.
fraternity and sorority houses to build my network and to make income. And I went at it like an 18-wheeler. It helped get me through college, shape the person I was and became and the person I am. And the one thing that I remember is the woman who came up to me after hearing my name, that I was the person who saved her family about $10 a month on their phone bill. That really was a piece that brought it home. That brought it home, was that I was actually helping people. Try it. There's no downside. Try it.
Hello and welcome to Keep Shining with Stuart MacMillan. My special guest today is Dave Grimaldi. Dave Grimaldi is the president and CEO of the Direct Selling Association, where he leads advocacy efforts on behalf of direct selling companies and the independent sellers that they support. He is focused on advancing fair, evidence-based policy and helping policymakers understand how modern direct selling operates, including the flexibility it provides for individuals to build businesses on their own terms.
Keep shining, be a light. You were made to be a lighthouse, shine bright. Keep shining, be a light.
Well, Dave, welcome to Keep Shining. We do this every month, twice a month, and I'm just absolutely delighted to have you as a guest. You and I, we go way back, actually.
We do.
How long have you been at the DSA now?
It's been a year and a half. It's been right like almost to the week, a year and a half. And
Well, wow, that's cool.
yeah. And it's been a good one. It is I've seen just a little bit of everything. But my return to the direct selling channel it has exceeded any and all expectations, because again, this opportunity and this role came up as a surprise, and
Yeah,
I have never made a better decision and never been more lucky, more blessed than to be
yeah.
here. So
And now you said my return. Maybe you want to explain that.
yes, it's a part of my past, Stuart,
Mm-hmm.
that I hadn't given it a lot of thought,
Uh-huh.
and it meant so much to me as kind of an entry into adulthood. But I hadn't thought about it until
Uh-huh.
the opportunity to lead DSA came up, and it began it began in college. And I've talked about this on the stage at DSU and in other places. And I just um, love kind of bragging about it so much
Uh-huh.
later on, decades removed, because it speaks to exactly what I'm doing at DSA. But in decades ago in college, my parents, I I grew up, I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., where I sit right now, in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
Washington, D.C., not in a suburb or Virginia or
Yeah.
Maryland, but in D.C. And when it came time for college, my parents did not know a single human being. They may have known someone, but we weren't in touch with anyone west of Pennsylvania, right? Their parents, all four grandparents immigrated from Italy, settled in a
Mm-hmm.
factory town in Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
Mom and dad moved to DC in the 60s, had me in the 70s, and the network didn't extend that far back then. And
Right.
I wanted to go to California for college. I had my heart set on it. I had really no um, massively strong reason. I loved acting. I loved everything I saw about Los Angeles. I said I want to go to LA, and I picked Loyola Marymount University, about a
Uh-huh.
10,000 student um, Jesuit Catholic school in LA. Mom was ecstatic. Wasn't too big, wasn't too
I'll
small,
bet.
but they had a 1-year plan to finance me, and I knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited tables. I immediately got there, got a job at a restaurant. This is before the internet. This was landline phones only. Got a job waiting tables 3 days a week. Worked as hard as I could. Did other little jobs around, but it wasn't enough. And I got sympathy from a great friend who was a couple years ahead of me. And the sympathy came in the form of direct selling, ACN wireline phone service. And he said he did not need another downline. Business was great, but he did me an incredibly charitable favor, which was to pull me into his network and to give me certain dormitory buildings and certain fraternity and sorority houses to build my network and to make income.
There you go.
And I went at it like an 18-wheeler, like a charging rhinoceros. And Stuart, it helped get me through college. It helped shape the person I was and became and the person I am. It gave me integrity. It gave me poise and patience, entrepreneurial grit. It showed me
business acumen. Yep.
All of it.
That's awesome.
And
that's awesome. What a great story, and how cool.
But it wasn't just monetary. And the one thing that I remember is the woman who came up to me in the freshman dining hall, whom I'd not met, and who said to me after hearing my name that I was the person who saved her family about $10 a month on their phone bill. And I hadn't seen the human side of this. I was trying to generate income by providing a service.
Right.
That really was a piece that brought it home. Was that I was actually helping people, which I didn't anticipate going in. It was survival. It was necessity.
Wow. And how cool that you came back to it and in this role. And I got to say, a breath of fresh air. I got to know you fairly quickly, and we've had lots of occasions to hang out, have some meals together. I'm really thankful for you, and I think the direct selling, not just the association, but the channel itself is just is better today because you're here. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, that's very kind of you, Stuart, and it's a labor of love. It's a labor of love because we're rebuilding and reimagining DSA in every way. And we're doing it with a small team, but they're so dedicated and passionate, and I couldn't tie my shoelaces without them. And I am, it takes a village. It takes a village. Yeah.
So you're here now. You're all excited. What excites you the most about direct selling in the future?
It's a bunch of P's. We have a people power. We have a personality power. We have a performance power, right? We have a passion power. And as I evangelize the channel in state houses and in the halls of the United States Senate and the House of Representatives and in the White House, our stories will never get old. They will never be mundane. They will never be talking about. I very much love hearing stories of better health, and I love hearing stories of the tech sector connecting people across the world, and the power of manufacturing and the power of the U.S. auto industry. Again, remember, I have a history of immigrants and factories. Those are great stories. Ours beat them all. I'm sorry. I don't want to discredit anybody's kind of holistic look at American industry, but you cannot replace face-to-face. That's changed a little bit, but that's kind of the ethos. We're now very much online, but we harness and demonstrate the power of personal connection and trust, right? And tenacity, better than anyone, better than anything.
I would say though, you're right. You're right though. I mean, we're online, but it's still a relationship business. I mean, it's not online with a bunch of words. It's online people connecting with other people. So it's a little bit different than just straight retail. You know what I mean? And I think that
Exactly.
that trust is still super important, right?
Absolutely. It is. And it is, Stuart, I've seen it up close, when I have gone to DSA member company gatherings,
Hmm.
to and even non-member company gatherings where I've been a guest at an entity that's not part of DSA, but they're like, come and
Right.
talk about DSA. And I have seen more than more than a brotherhood, because I just like talking about it this way. I've seen
Uh-huh.
a sisterhood that's such an incredibly powerful and beautiful thing. Um, I have seen at seminars of 400 to 600 women who are
Hmm.
proud sellers of a health product or a beauty product or a lip gloss or you name it, come together in this bond
Right.
that no matter what their personal life is like, if they've got 3 friends, if they have 1,000 friends, if they're from
Right.
a rural place, an urban place, whatever, they're part of something.
Hmm.
And where else are you going to find that? Right? I mean, I get
Yeah.
it that there are sales collectives in other places, but not like this, where you create your own content, you share it, you make it with other people,
Yeah.
you
I
enrich
love I
people's
love what
lives.
I love what you just said. People to be a part of something. And I think, when I talk to companies, even talking about their social media, the only way that you can stop the scroll, people scrolling past whatever you're talking about, is if they look at it and they go, I want to be part of that. A product sitting on a shelf or being poured into a glass or whatever isn't going to draw people in. But when they see, a group of guys or a group of women or couples together doing something meaningful, that stops the scroll and people go, I want to be part of that. So
Yeah,
I think you're bang on. You probably answered this, but what do you think of the things we've talked about is what makes it relevant for generations? I mean, this has been done for decades and decades and decades. So what do you think? What's the
yeah.
element that, regardless of whether it was the Fuller Brush person going door to door, or on Instagram and TikTok right now, what's the thing that binds that this direct selling group together?
It is. I mean, I think it again. It is those. Uh, it runs along the currents of pride, accomplishment, enrichment. Right. I mean, it
Mm-hmm,
is.
mm-hmm.
It is. There is success to be had on a, and the numbers and the data show it's supplemental income, obviously, and I think everybody knows that to a great
Yeah.
degree. But I Stuart, I go back to my own personal story that I like telling a lot, and I have to do it, in my current role.
Yeah.
I'm more than anyone else know the guidelines on which we have to frame these things, and I can't say that this could happen to anyone or that anybody could achieve that
Exactly.
success that I had in funding my way through college. But hell yes, I'm proud of it. Damn right.
Yeah.
I've told this, and my sons know this,
Hmm.
right? They know this. So when you talk about generationally, um, I have passed down lessons to them about working hard and about setting goals and and being part of something. And I hope that I mean, you never know. They're 19 and 15, like what sinks in, what doesn't, what are they going to take with them?
Right. Right.
Aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
But they know that their father uh set a goal, worked hard, and through what, the good Lord put in here, that's the
Yeah.
only way it happened. I wasn't handed a
Right.
thing.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you're out there on our behalf, on the channel's behalf. What do you wish more people understood about the profession, that when you're trying to talk to people, what are they not getting?
It is, when I'm speaking to regulators, right, and lawmakers,
Yeah.
legislators,
Right.
members of the US government or state governments, they understand to a large degree what direct selling is once you coax them along. Although I will say, Stuart, the demographics are tricky now, because if I am speaking to an elected official who is under the age of 35, it's their frame of reference is a little bit hazier than
Okay.
those who are a little bit older. So you are painting, I find myself having to paint the canvas from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the way the channel used to operate in the 80s, in the 90s. Here are our foundations going even farther back. As you said, fuller brush, right? Back to the origins of Tupperware, of the Ross
Avon.
and Van
Yeah.
Andel families and Amway. You have to kind of hold their hand through the longer version. That takes a little bit more time. And
Mm-hmm.
with meetings with elected officials, that time is very short and valuable. But you have to kind of machete whack your way through negative stereotypes if they have them, and that takes time.
Right. Yeah.
And there is still a knee jerk, and I don't know when or if this ever goes away, to those ugly words like
Yeah.
predator, like
Yeah.
pyramid, like scam, swindle, right? It's you have to find your way through those things. And that takes time also. We have all manner of data and one-pagers that show the economic contribution of direct selling state by state. We'd love to get that down to congressional districts. Right now it's state by state. The employment data, state by state, that's powerful. Billions of dollars, that's powerful stuff. That helps. That all helps.
Yeah. And they're open to hearing that. They're open to receiving that information.
Depends. You have I want to put this on the table of our chat right now. All of what I'm saying is bipartisan, nonpartisan, middle of the road, not tilting a scale in either direction.
Okay.
That said, it largely depends a lot on political affiliation. More progressive lawmakers are wary and skeptical because a negative stereotype may have landed at their doorstep over the years. They worry about direct selling's impact on consumers, on minority communities, on lower educated Americans. Real concerns, not to be annoying, but real concerns, as I have found in my experience, genuine and sincere concerns. Conservative, right-leaning lawmakers, they see capitalism, open markets,
opportunity, all that.
All that. And when you are talking to liberal, progressive, and pro-consumer lawmakers, they want to kick the tires a little bit harder. Are you pitching the business opportunity correctly under existing standards and regulations? Are you talking about earnings claims in a way that is honest and open and can be substantiated? All of these pieces are there.
Well, and that's one of the things I think I appreciate about the DSA, because, amongst two friends here and whoever's listening, there have been bad actors. There have been people who have,
Stuart, they're still there.
Yeah, who take advantage. And I think one of the things I appreciate about the DSA is creating standards and kind of, because the business inside out, it's easier for you to go, this is okay, this isn't. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of the DSA sort of seal of approval to me is important for people to look at and go, okay, well, if this company is a member of the DSA, then there are key standards that they have to uphold and maintain in order to be DSA members, and it's probably a place they should look. Although we weren't going to talk about all this. It's kind of interesting. I do.
It is, Stuart, and we're proud of it.
Yeah.
And it has been validated. We have been in a tense but worthwhile negotiation with state lawmakers in Delaware for over a year on the exact things I mentioned a moment ago, which is the are consumers being protected in a way that they have open eyes and are being given honest information about a direct selling business opportunity? And a lawmaker in Delaware for whom I have good respect, a woman named Melanie Ross Levin, introduced a bill seeking to shine big lights and big microscopes on those issues.
Right.
And we've worked with her for a while, and we flagged concerns where there could be unintended consequences. Her legislation has not moved through the Delaware State House yet. We continue to work with her. But she, of her own volition, through no prompting by me or anyone in the channels, commended DSA for our companies adhering
That's
to
great.
those principles and those standards.
Wow.
And she said, I wish every company in direct selling was a member of DSA. I think I said something like, so do I. But she validated it, Stuart. So to your point.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So this is the month, July, the month of freedom. And I know there in some quarters, we're not allowed to talk about freedom, financial freedom or whatever. But realistically, freedom is one of the greatest benefits of a direct selling business. Why do you think flexibility and freedom have become even more valuable in today's world?
Let me do some wordsmithing.
Okay.
Freedom, yes. And I'm going to move your use of freedom. I'm going to take your word freedom and I'm going to swap it out for independence.
Okay.
Because as you said,
it's also the month of independence.
It is indeed. But yes, financial freedom is that's a flash word. That is one that has been improperly weaponized by those bad actors you referenced earlier in pitching the business opportunity that way. That's right. It is what we have talked about and what I talked about on Stuart Johnson's great stage at Direct Selling University is the independent piece of being an independent contractor is a sacrosanct, glorious thing for direct sellers. It allows them to set their clocks and set their schedules. It allows them to generate that additional income to buy a pair of shin guards for their son's soccer practice or go out to dinner once or twice extra a month on their terms.
Right.
They're not punching a clock. I don't know if I think clock punching still happens. I mean, with my
no, it does. In some
sectors,
there.
One of my sons is a busboy at his summer job at a restaurant, and it's on an app. So I try to talk about punching a time card. He's like, "Don't use that anymore. We do it on the."
But there are places that still do it, though.
There probably are.
You're absolutely right.
In the great Midwestern states or the coal states, I don't know, but it allows in being an independent contractor, being the freedom of that independence keeps you on the priorities that you set, your family, your aging parent, your child who may have extra needs in some way.
And you can direct it. You can direct it any way you want. I know, for example, my sister was never involved in direct selling, even though I've been around it for a long time. Finally, she got involved, and for her, she has a really good job at an insurance company. For her, it's for trips. So the $500 to $1,000 that she makes a month is just goes in a fund, and her family knows, our family trips are paid with this. And I think that's sometimes the mistake. Some of the bad actors are selling multi-million dollars and this and that. And really, most of the people who get involved in direct selling, they're doing it. I call them 7-Eleveners. 7-Eleven is easy to remember, but 7 to 11 hours a week. And they're not looking to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're looking for a little extra money, right?
Correct. And it is their God-given right. It's their American right to pursue their dreams in any way that they want, to help their family in any way that they want. And direct selling does not tie them to a chair.
Right.
It does not have them adhering to a 9-to-5 schedule, because in this day and age, after COVID especially, 9-to-5 is a very squishy, interesting thing, because we're doing this right now on Zoom.
Yep.
And that technology is just going to evolve in new ways that are going to allow for that flexibility of your day to day during the work week.
Right. Right.
Independent selling takes it to an even in a whole nother level where, and we have, Stuart, assembled some incredibly powerful video testimonials of people talking for 90 seconds to to 2 minutes
hmm
about what direct selling means to them.
hmm
This one woman who has a child with special needs who has doctor's appointments at different times, yet she still can maintain her selling pace, and she can
hmm
do it from the waiting room in a doctor's office or from her car.
hmm
And under a traditional model, you just can't do that. And one of the reasons why DSA um, is in the faces of lawmakers here in DC, in California, uh, Texas and Jersey and elsewhere, is we want to make sure that that right is preserved
hmm
and
hmm
that people have a tax status that mirrors the Fair Labor Standards Act and qualifies you as an independent contractor, not an employee. That's
Right.
one of the things on which we're working the hardest.
You're working on that. Yeah, and thank you for that as well, actually. I think a conversation like this would not be complete if we didn't talk about personal growth. I know in the last two companies I was around, it was a huge focus for me. I wanted to be in a position to say, hey, come do this for a year. And I guarantee you, at a very minimum, you'll be a better version of yourself. You'll be a better mom, a better dad, a better daughter, a better leader. And I think that's a huge part of direct selling that people don't get. Why do you think that's such a huge, and if you agree with me, an important part of this profession?
I mean, to the things I said earlier, it is you're you are on your you really more than most professions are on your own steam. You want to
Right,
find out
right.
what you're made of, try sales. You really want to
Yeah,
find out what you're made of, try
yeah,
selling independently.
yeah.
You will get great demos. You will
hmm
get great guidance. Our member company, I mean, pick a member company. They have set this up, and their demonstrations and their training are second to none. But then,
hmm
right, your training wheels are coming off.
Right,
And if
right.
you want to build a downline, you need to develop leadership characteristics. And
hmm
and I think, Stuart, I think that there's seeds of that in everybody.
hmm
Everybody
hmm
wants to feel accomplishment. Everybody wants to feel like they are listened to and respected.
hmm hmm
I again, I try to tell my children this, right? Stand up straight, be honest, lead
Yeah.
a clean life, look
Look
people in the
people in
eye,
the eye. Yep.
all of it,
Yep.
all of it.
Yeah.
And I think that those are all growth pieces. And I,
hmm
in this role, and in my previous roles here in Washington, a lot of it is advocacy.
Right.
Advocacy has roots in communications. It has roots in lobbying, right? It has roots in persuasion.
hmm
And direct selling, what I did, dozens of years ago, that was what molded a lot of that clay was
Right.
I had an objective. I didn't know if I could reach it. I had massive self-doubt. I had
hmm
enormous inferiority. How am I going to do this? Oh my gosh, I'm going to go to college for 1 year and then I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. But
Yeah.
then I remember it vividly. I said, there's one phone provider on this campus, but I have another option. It's going to save you a couple dollars a month. Here, it's one page. Sign here.
hmm
This is it. We'll port it over. That's all you do. We'll take it from here.
Right.
And I needed to gain the trust of my classmates. When you're a freshman in college, nobody knows you know anything. No one knows anything. You're having to manage washing clothes and feeding yourself and getting to class on time, and you're outside of the home for the first time in your life. And I had to gain trust. And
You
I
know
think,
what? I never thought about that before, but I mean, that's a skill set that is required in every aspect of our life, building trust, right? And I never thought about it as, yeah, that's, one of the guys that I follow a lot, Todd Duncan, has a book called High Trust Selling, and we've used him a fair amount at a number of companies because he says anybody can sell product, and it's just a matter of establishing trust between you and the individual, and then sharing with them. It's really more sharing. My sister said that when she said to me, "I can't sell. I can't sell. I can share this product with other people, but I can't sell it." I go, "If they buy it, if you share it and they buy it, you're selling."
Yeah.
So
Yep. You're there.
exactly. I want to jump a little bit into what we can do. So, as CEO of the DSA, you clearly have a unique perspective. What responsibility does our channel have to consumers and distributors? And a bunch of the people who are talking, who are going to be listening to this, are corporate leaders and field leaders in the space. So, what responsibility do you want to tell them they have to consumers and other distributors?
Well, I mean, what I would love, if I mean, I'm kind of twisting your question a little bit. Well, their responsibility is, I think, and I'm no preacher on this at all, and I'm a year and a half in, as we said, but where we get the most scrutiny and heat is under improper practices and lackadaisical oversight.
Right.
And so keeping each other honest, I think, is a big part of the channel, is to make sure that if you see an infraction, you see an embellished earnings claim, you see something that will never pass the smell test, run at it, flag it, get it down. It's damaging your brand, or it's damaging your product, or it's damaging your line. And I think people take that very seriously, right? I mean, there have been a couple recent FTC actions, Federal Trade Commission actions, that are going after bad sellers who said things that were they're outlandishly ridiculous. We're going to park an ATM machine on your front lawn if you do X, Y, Z. And I work with the senior folks at the FTC constantly, and we have a trust relationship, which is really great. And I applaud them. I say, help us get these people out of here. And one thing that I would wish from your viewers and listeners is, work with us, reach out to us, add to the growing inventory that we have of great stories, great anecdotes, great product stories and specs, everything else. We need that at DSA. We need the ammunition to fight back against onerous regulations that have unintended consequences that we're flagging, but sometimes it's pushing a boulder up a hill. We need stories of passion. We need all of it. And I will give my phone number at the end of this story. I do it every time. I have met incredible new friends. I have one phone number. I encourage everyone in the channel to use it at any time. I get text messages from different time zones. I return every call. Awesome. I return every text. And it is the political pendulum this November with the congressional midterm elections. It could swing very left. Again, I say this in a nonpartisan way. If it does, it will bring pro-consumer scrutiny against every American industry.
Right.
Democrats feel like the party of President Trump. Republicans everywhere have gotten a free pass. Every company in America has gotten a free pass to, this is, again, not my words, of course.
It's a position, though. Yeah.
Yeah. To just flaunt consumer regulations, go for just profits only, increase market share. And that door is going to swing back, and that scrutiny is going to come harshly. We're going to need all the help we can get.
Are there anything, I know you've got an event coming up. How would we get people to participate in that?
Email me or call me. I'll say I'll do my email twice. It's easy. It's dgrimaldi@dsa.org. So DGRIMALDI@dsa.org. I'll give my phone number twice. 202-380-2203. Again, 202-380-2203. If someone calls or texts, just say, I saw you on Stuart MacMillan's podcast. It would be that's a good way to just frame our relationship right away. We have our Hill Day coming up.
Tell us about that. That's so exciting.
It's so fun. It's the field from DSA member companies come to DC. Last year we had 100 people who did around 80 meetings in a single day, spread out into
Awesome.
different groups across the House of Representatives and the US Senate. I took a smaller group to the White House and the Federal Trade Commission, and we talked about what the channel has meant to each of these individuals. I am here every day. I talk
Yeah.
about it every day. It's great to have the actual people on the front lines,
Right.
the faces, the proud people here in DC doing it with me. So all I have to do is say Senator X or Chief of
Here,
Staff Y.
here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
This person is from your state. This person is from Nebraska, right? This person is from Rhode Island. Listen to what they have to say. It adds a human element. And that's Hill Day, and that's in September. In December, we have our legal and regulatory summit here in DC. Last year, we had 6 sitting members of Congress come. The White House came. The Federal Trade Commission came. It was just tremendous. Lawyers and other professionals from our member companies came, soaked it all up. We did a dinner. We did receptions. All of it. Stuart, it's been again a labor of love because we're really rebuilding DSA, but it's going well.
Yeah, I can feel it. Absolutely. I feel it in the field. I feel it in our companies at events. For the people who are listening who aren't currently involved in direct selling, what would you want them to know?
I try it. There's no downside. Try it. You'll find out what you're made of. I did.
Yep.
Trust it. If you are an extrovert, you're already ahead of the game. If you want to try direct selling, if you have friends and family who trust you, and you want to introduce them to something that could make them healthier, prettier, more vibrant, there are products that run along. There's
all those, yeah.
Makeup,
more
lip
more
gloss,
efficient,
vitamins.
yeah.
Yeah, protein bars, protein shakes, incredible products from our member companies. I use tons of them.
Yeah.
And you can enrich the lives of people you know and the people you don't know that you could meet. And just, this is not about income. It's about making people healthier and having them try something that's flavorful or something that's outside their comfort zone that could become part of their daily lives, with a supplement or a vitamin. It's all great. It's all great.
That's awesome. So I just want to close with this. You said this is a labor of love. What do you feel when you wake up in the morning? What do you feel is your commitment to the channel, and not just to the channel, but to its consumers and distributors?
As the head of the Direct Selling Association, safeguarding our business model, safeguarding the right to sell independently in America and to do it on your own terms. We, along with our industry colleagues, are kind of we are the watchmen on the watchtower. And every morning we scan state legislatures and the United States Congress. We find out, is there any language in any bill that could impact this? What do we need to do? How do we evangelize, and how do we continue the Hearts and Minds campaign around direct selling? How do we build trust and credibility for the channel in front of the senior most decision makers in the United States government and in state capitals? And we wake up every day. The good news is, Stuart, we wake up every day energized to do this, because this isn't about bottom lines and corporate profits. I mean, we have great companies that of course that's how they exist. But I've breathed this air, and I know that it's much more than that. And I always say this, I have friends all over the city in the nation's capital who are advocates for technology, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, transportation, right? You name it, armed services, defense contractors. Our stories are better than all of theirs. They're the best.
So true. So true.
What we
because
do,
they're impacting individual lives.
Exactly. So yeah, easy peasy. But yeah, Stuart, it's great to talk about this.
Okay, well, I'm glad you took the time today. I know you have a really busy schedule. dealing with. I think you're dealing with the Senate right now, and so thanks for squeezing this in and taking the time. Great to see you as always, and thanks for coming on. Keep shining.
Stuart, thank you for having me. Really great. Really great. Thank you.